Hello, guys, and welcome back to another Goldman First Impressions. And today's episode will be about Chainsaw Man. Yeah, that's right, Chainsaw Man. There's a huge article by Junko Guy, who's one of our Discord members, and that's what he goes by on our Discord. And also, he is also one of our contributors, who did a whole write up on Chainsaw Man on our blog page. If you go to our website, dnaameblog.com, you can click on where it says the blog, and you will see all the latest articles and stuff that people have done and that we've done, and you can check this article out. I will try to leave a link in the description below as well. Anyway, let's get into this. So, okay, guys, this is tough because I am big into dark anime. I'll say it that. I'll put it that way. Into darker shows. I love Hellsing Ultimate, and I love some of the High School of the Dead shows that are dark and creepy with zombies and stuff like that. Darker stuff. I usually like darker stuff. Now, not everything you see is not all of some of the shows that you see that are done creepy are not always the greatest stories or greatest characters or greatest writing, depending on what you're looking for in your anime or in your shows. But the ones that I've stumbled across so far have been really cool. I would say that this particular series, Chainsaw Man, is actually really, really good. So far, the first episode, without doing any spoilers or saying any spoilers, it is very good. Yes, the main character does die in the beginning of the Chainsaw Man, but however, the way they go through and tell you about his backstory, I thought was really cool, and the fact they do give you information on the main character is actually really, really, it's really interesting, and it's good the way they go about it and how they go about it, because a lot of times with stuff where it's like very action-packed or a very dark story, you don't always get character background. So like one of the things, like a good example is like Attack on Titan, where you start out knowing nothing, and as you progress into the story, you find out more information. Whereas like some stories, you do find out more about the main character. Some of the darker stories, they do tell you more about the main character and they go into details. Some they don't. In this one, I thought there was a pretty good balance between getting you introduced to Chainsaw Man himself and kind of the main character and who he is and who he is as a person before he actually gains his powers and becomes Chainsaw Man and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I thought there was a good balance between that. And then also once you do kind of get into it, the creatures and the powers and the other characters that you get introduced into are also pretty interesting and pretty fascinating. I hope they do more with that kind of stuff, building on the other characters and going into more of some of the other characters, and also more into the story as you go, progressing that story as you go along. The first 3 episodes have been really good. Third one was, ooh man, if you guys haven't seen the 3rd episode of Chainsaw Man yet, go watch it. It's pretty good. Now, I'm trying not to go into any spoilers because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. Go watch it. We are probably going to do a podcast or at least something on this, hopefully sometime soon. I don't know yet when we're going to do a podcast on Chainsaw Man, but I know we do have plans to do one on this topic and talk more about it. But yeah, in terms of like this compared to like Hellsing Ultimate, the Chainsaw Man is not as dark, but it still is really good. I was impressed with the storytelling and the story itself. It is very gory. There's a couple times where I almost did get sick watching. But yeah, I mean, no, it's really good. So I do have like I said, I do have an article up in front of me. I'm just going to kind of go through and just point out some key things from this article kind of. Some of the powers in Chainsaw Man, the devil's blood and stuff like that's mentioned in there, which is like a human that is part demon and stuff like that, was really interesting. Those the way they're like, oh, you're only half human, but you're also part devil, which is kind of an interesting thing. It's kind of like it kind of reminds me of like Dragon Ball Z with being only a half Saiyan, right? Or half demon, right? I thought that was kind of cool how they tossed that in there, to me at least, because it means that, well, even if you do get, say you do get possessed, or say you do get infected, or whatever the case may be, right? And somehow you gain devil powers, you're not a full-blooded demon, which is like you're not kind of. It's like only being half of a vampire. If that, well, actually that's impossible. It's like only being partially partially demon or whatever, which is interesting. So yeah, it's like you're still human, and that whole like getting a second shot at life is kind of interesting. And that made for an interesting fact. In fact, they call them devils, which is kind of interesting. Kind of reminded me of there's kind of reference to a lot of other shows in there. There's quite a lot of anime out there that uses devils, so like High School DxD and a bunch of other ones that have that devil power, so that demon-like powers that are kind of devilish or kind of evil, creepy, which is interesting. So yeah, that really kind of hooked me. And that's one of the things that they do mention in this series. What else? There's a couple things in here that Junko Guy talks about, which is interesting. And yeah, I mean, like some of the storytelling and the main character, it was just really good. I thought it was very well done. The show is still I still don't know how many episodes they're out just yet. There's about 3 right now, but yeah, we'll see what happens. See what happens later on the story. I can't say too much right now because there's not much out yet. At least for the anime, and I haven't gotten a chance to look at the manga. This is actually without me looking at the manga, so yeah. But let me know what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think. Do you like Chainsaw Man? Have you guys watched any of it? Have you read the manga? And yeah, now the article I think goes into way more detail than what I'm just picking out key details and just like certain points from here. But if you want to read the actual article, I will try to leave a link below, and you guys can check that out. Anyway, guys, with that, we hope you guys subscribe and follow us. And yes, if you didn't notice, I'm wearing my shirt today. So yeah, but yeah, we hope you guys subscribe, follow for more. There will be more, and if you haven't already, get over here because there's a lot more coming. And make sure you're subscribed. Anyway. That'll do it for my little first impressions with trying to not do spoilers. So this video is so short, so no spoilers in this. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace out.